In the 2020 NFL draft, it was this defensive player that played 5 different positions. He got drafted 8th overall by the Arizona Cardinals. And I was going through the free agency listings the other day, and I was shocked to see that Isaiah Simmons right now is unsigned. This is somebody that was a jack-of-all-trades player coming out of Clemson a few years ago. He could play linebacker, edge rusher, cornerback, slot cornerback, safety. And with him being able to play so many different positions at a high level in college, I thought that it was damn near impossible for him to be a bust. Because it's like, dude, you play 5 different positions. If you suck at one, we can move you to 4 other ones until you find one that you're good at. And it has to be impossible for you to not be elite at one of them if you can play all 5. But Isaiah Simmons proves why hybrid players do not work in the NFL. You see, as fans, the idea of having a Swiss Army knife, a guy that can play 3-4 positions, it sounds good. You know, it sounds good for the aesthetics. We got a Taysom Hill kind of player here. We can move him around. He can create so many mismatches. But the risk that you run investing a high draft pick into one of these jack-of-all-trades kind of players like Isaiah Simmons is that you risk drafting the guy that ends up being a jack-of-all-trades in college and a master of none in the NFL. And that's what has happened to Isaiah Simmons. He's not garbage. You know, he's a decent player. He's made a fair amount of big plays throughout his career, but he isn't good at a particular position. And I don't feel like Isaiah Simmons' career has played out the way that it has up to this point due to bad coaching, getting drafted by a bad organization. Yes, where you go somewhat does matter, but I feel like that really is dependent upon certain positions. If you are a quarterback, where you land matters. But if you play a position like pass rusher, cornerback, you should be able to dominate anywhere that you go. And I feel like the biggest issue with Isaiah Simmons wasn't the coaching. It's the fact that with him splitting so many reps and practice at Clemson between so many different positions, he never received the proper development that he needed to be good and excel at any one of those positions at the next level. Isaiah Simmons was dominating college football because of sheer athleticism. Now, he did have a good amount of talent. Let's not get it twisted. Just because you're a good athlete just doesn't guarantee you're going to be a first-round pick. You do have to have some good intangibles, and I felt like Isaiah Simmons had a lot of them. Ball hawk, you playing 5 different positions at the level that you did, that's not normal. And he does have great size. The dude is like 6'3", 6'4", 238 pounds, damn near 240. Running 4.39, you know, like the athleticism is there. This is an NFL kind of player. It's not like you got somebody that dominated college football and then he got to the league and then he just became an above average athlete. When you see Isaiah Simmons on the field, you see a guy that's a physical specimen. And I keep asking myself, like, why hasn't Isaiah Simmons been able to find a position that really suits his skill set? But it's hard as a defensive coordinator or a head coach to develop somebody like Isaiah Simmons where when he's just a master of nothing. You got somebody that's okay at a lot of different positions but not good at them. So that's why anytime he goes to a new team, like when he went from Arizona to the Giants, he was switching from linebacker to safety a lot. When you have a team that keeps switching your positions, it's due to them not really figuring out which one you're the best at. And that's not a team problem. That's a you problem. Fans never want to admit when a guy just isn't able to be the same player in the league that he was in college football. Then it's very evident that that's the case with Isaiah Simmons. I don't view Travis Hunter in the same way I view Isaiah Simmons. He plays 2 positions, not 4 or 5. Travis Hunter has had a lot of practice time to hone his craft at both receiver and cornerback. Isaiah Simmons didn't. When you're splitting between slot corner, outside corner, inside linebacker, edge, and safety, how do you ever expect to become good at any of those positions where they require you to have various different skill sets? You don't play safety the same way that you play linebacker. You don't play corner the same way that you play edge. It's just so many different positions that it's so much to learn. And early during his rookie season with Arizona, he did have some splash plays, but remember, he struggled to learn the playbook. And that's why times, in certain instances, he was on the bench and he wasn't even on the field that much. And in his second season, he improved. But then in his third season, he took a big step back. Injuries have also played a large factor into what his career has been today. But Isaiah Simmons is the big reason why the NFL should think twice about drafting hybrid players high in the draft. And Isaiah Simmons is a big reason for this. When you have somebody that just split so much time between positions, it's impossible to find a way to develop them. You have to be a complete genius to find a suitable role for a guy like Isaiah Simmons. He's not a traditional player. When you have somebody that is playing so many various positions, you have to find a hybrid role for them. And not every player can handle multiple different responsibilities. With great power comes great responsibilities. With a lot of versatility also comes a lot of responsibilities. Because then, if you are playing so many different spots, you got to know so many different terminologies. You got to learn so many different assignments. Because what you do defensively largely is dependent upon what the offense comes out in. And with him, being this hybrid player early on into his career, it's no wonder why he struggled learning the playbook. You're playing 5 different spots. You got to learn 5 different positions. It's hard to do that. Not just playing linebacker, safety, or corner, but for any position, just learning how to be great at one position is tough enough. But trying to be a good player at 3, 4 of them is extremely tough.